The debasement of the US dollar is a complex issue shaped by various economic policies and decisions made by successive US governments. Several key policies have contributed to this process, including monetary expansion, deficit spending, and trade imbalances. Understanding these policies and the administrations that implemented them offers insight into the gradual erosion of the dollar's purchasing power. One of the primary factors contributing to the debasement of the US dollar is the policy of monetary expansion, primarily executed by the Federal Reserve. This involves increasing the money supply to stimulate economic growth, often through mechanisms such as lowering interest rates and implementing quantitative easing, or QE. The Federal Reserve, particularly under the leadership of Ben Bernanke during the 2008 financial crisis and later under Jerome Powell during the COVID-19 pandemic, significantly expanded the money supply. While these policies were intended to avert economic collapse and stimulate recovery, they also led to an increase in inflationary pressures, which eroded the dollar's value over time. Persistent government deficit spending has also played a crucial role in the debasement of the dollar. The US government has frequently spent more than it earns in revenue, financing its deficits through borrowing. This practice was notably accelerated during the administrations of President George W. Bush, who financed wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, and President Barack Obama, who implemented large-scale stimulus measures to combat the Great Recession. President Donald Trump continued this trend with significant tax cuts combined with increased military and domestic spending. The Biden administration has further expanded deficit spending in response to the COVID-19 pandemic through large-scale stimulus packages. As government debt grows, so does the reliance on money creation to finance this debt, putting downward pressure on the dollar's value. Trade imbalances. Trade policies have also contributed to the dollar's debasement. The US has consistently run trade deficits, meaning it imports more than it exports. This imbalance requires financing through foreign capital, which has historically supported the dollar's value, but also exposes it to vulnerabilities. Policies that have contributed to trade imbalances include those that encourage outsourcing and rely heavily on imports. The North American Free Trade Agreement, implemented during the Clinton administration, and more recent trade dynamics with China have led to significant trade deficits. While these policies have helped keep consumer prices low, they have also contributed to the structural weakening of the dollar. Deregulation and financialization. Another contributing factor is the financialization of the US economy, spurred by deregulation efforts beginning in the late 20th century. The repeal of the Glass-Steagall Act in 1999 during the Clinton administration allowed commercial banks to engage in investment banking activities, leading to increased financial speculation and risk-taking. This shift has led to asset bubbles and financial crises, which often result in monetary interventions that debase the currency. The debasement of the US dollar is not the result of a single policy, but rather a culmination of decisions made over decades. Monetary expansion, deficit spending, trade imbalances, and financial deregulation have collectively contributed to the dollar's erosion. These policies, implemented by various administrations and influenced by both domestic and global economic conditions, highlight the complexity of maintaining a stable currency in an interconnected world. As the US continues to navigate economic challenges, understanding these historical policies is crucial for crafting solutions that preserve the dollar's value and stability.